it sort of feels like I feel validated. I'm sure a lot of Baylor fans probably feel the same way when you look at the Big 12 preseason predictions, and there's our guy Scotty, Phil Steele, and Baylor's number one. And then you have Utah, and then you have Kansas State. Then you have Arizona State coming in at 4, tied with Kansas State. Texas Tech tied as well. Texas Tech, of course, spending so much money in the NIL and having one of the best transfer portal off seasons that anyone in college football has had. You see down towards the bottom, you see BYU, which is 7th, but without Jake Retzloff, obviously that is factored in there. The one thing, and I want to read Phil Steele's Baylor preview, okay? This is Phil's 2025 forecast. Baylor. In 2021, Baylor rated a plus 6.3 on my SMI, and in Dave Aranda's second year, won the Big 12 title game and beat Ole Miss in the bowl to finish with a school record 12 wins, number 5 in the AP. Of course, we remember that. All signs pointed down in 2022. Baylor got to 6-3, but lost their last 4 games in 2023. Baylor was 3-4, then lost the last 5. This is all stuff we obviously knew. Last year, they had an SMI of plus 6.0. After they allowed a Hail Mary touchdown to Colorado, they lost to Iowa State and were just 2-4, but won their last 6 games before a bowl loss. This year, 15 starters return. I want to repeat that. In today's college football, that is impressive. 15 starters return. And they get 5 Big 12 home games and have the 4th best schedule in the conference. I think we also talk about his first team, all Big 12. Sawyer Robertson and Bryson Washington. Also, Omar, what's that? Agbedion, right? Scotty, I think that's how you say his name, right? Offensive guard. Baylor's looking pretty good, man. You got, of course, Josh Cameron on your second team as a wide receiver. This was extremely exciting for me, but I will say, and I'm not trying to pour water on anything, but last year, hold on. But last year, Phil Steele's predictions were upside down for the Big 12. I think he had BYU last. I think he had Arizona State last. And I think he had Oklahoma State and Utah 1 and 2. And they finished at the bottom. And the 2 teams I mentioned predicted to be in the bottom finished at the top. Now, I don't think that's – go ahead.
To be fair.
Yeah, let's be fair.
That was everybody in the media. I don't know anybody that had Arizona State at the top.
No, you're exactly.
I was also guilty of having Oklahoma State in the top 2 in my preseason rankings.
So did I.
Last year.
I was still, if you remember, I was still hanging on. I was ready for Oklahoma State to turn it around just about any time up until they got just completely annihilated by Colorado on the road in that last game. But what do you attribute that to? Now, do you attribute that to this new state of flux we're in with college sports, especially when you find yourself outside of the Big Ten and the SEC? Like, it's just harder to predict, and this year, could it be the same story? Is it difficult now to handicap college sports? More difficult than ever?
I have some bias in what I'm about to tell you.
You always do.
I think the Big 12 has taken on a similar identity in football that it has in basketball, in that you don't have one you may not have one national championship caliber team. You might, but you may not. But you have like maybe 10 teams going into this season that are really freaking good.
Yeah.
Like really good. You have great coaches in this league. Like the fact that Utah and Oklahoma State both finished so low in the conference last season with Kyle Whittingham and Mike Gundy at the helm tells you how competitive and deep top to bottom this conference is. Whereas I would argue, and I think this has been an argument for a long time, SEC Big 10, your best of the best might beat the Big 12 best of the best. But I would put the 12th team in the Big 12 up against the 12th team in the SEC or the Big 10 any day.
Yeah.
Any day. I think it's a deeper league.
I agree.
Harder to predict from that perspective.
And I don't want to be like, you or I like promoting for the Big 12, saying how relevant the conference is, and it does sound like you're reaching a little bit when you start to say these statistics, but it's going to be so competitive from top to bottom. Like you said, like any team in the Big 12, you almost feel like there's a chance that they could win the Big 12 conference. And I think we'll see a lot of very close games once again. I'm so interested to see how Texas Tech does.